Hi coloring friends, welcome back to this new episode of my coloring update series. This is basically the second part of the winter edition that I had planned, and unfortunately it's coming a bit late. However, this is the continuation of last time's update video, and on the thumbnail you could see that this book is the star of today's video, Seasons by Hannah Karlzon. So in this book I'm doing a very fun watercolor background. I will show you the medium that I used here. So this is the Gansai Tambi. I think this is also from Kuretake. Could it be? Yes, it's Kuretake. So this is the Gansai Tambi Kuretake watercolors. Here they are. Those are very pigmented watercolors, and they do behave a little bit unusual for watercolors because they are so opaque, and I think usually watercolors are a little bit more transparent. And I do have these. I always loved them, and it was time to use them again, so I used them in Seasons because Seasons is a very good book. Like the Hannah Karlzon paper is just perfect for water mediums, and if you want to play with watercolors, very good choice. So of course I also use some other mediums, like I just want to show you. I use some of these glitter paints here. Usually I don't really want to show them in the camera because these are handmade, and you all know what that means. Handmade stuff is always very, very expensive, but sometimes I get asked which glimmer stuff I've used, or glitter stuff, and those little sets are quite expensive already. The bigger ones, we don't want to talk about those, but this is my favorite gold color here, this one. And then in the other set here, this is like color shifting colors. I absolutely love those violet tones here. Some of my favorite watercolors. These are really extremely glittery. That was for Seasons basically. Then I also continue to work in Matchstick Mouse. We had started a page last time, and in this video I show you how I color the mouse. And I was using pencils, but on top of that I have used those Nicety acrylic paint brushes, basically markers. It's a dual tip, but I love to use the brush tips. And this is a skin set. It contains many browns, beiges, off-whites, a little bit of pink. Perfect set for me. And so I used this for my little mouse, and I'm very happy with the result. So hopefully you will check it in. It's really fun. So that was that. I also basically, maybe I should show it, I have used many other glitters basically to glitter up snow in this little book here. I just put this a little bit to the side. So I've used many different glitter mediums to glitter up snow. For example, I have used some other handmade watercolors. For glitter watercolors, it seems the handmade ones, I don't know, are the only ones that I found. So I've used this twinkle color here, the silvery one, from the Art Spirit. This is from the UK. So, and then other mediums that I used were this Cosmic Shimmer Ultra Sparkle Texture Paste. This is just an iridescent, transparent glitter paste, and I wanted to see how that looks on snow. And then I also have used, this is the Stickles Glitter Gel. This is the color Moon Dust, and so I also tried this one out on top of snow and see how that glitzifies our snow. So that was a lot of fun. And then Hannah Lynn, A Whimsy Girl's Christmas coloring book. This makes only a small appearance. I just showed you how to do a glitter dress with the pit pens. I have used some pit pens for it and some acrylic paint markers. So this is just a small snippet. And then RJ Hampson makes an appearance again. Yeah, I just filmed how I did the second layer of the background that we did last time. So to show you how you can basically intensify the colors and make it very dark, like a very vibrant, beautiful background. And yeah, also glittered up the snow here. So yeah. So yeah, these are all the books and images and the products that are making an appearance in this coming update episode. I hope you will enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to film more culling updates. You know, it always takes me quite a bit of time until the video's out. You know, the filming part is actually a lot of fun, but also takes a little bit of time because I always want to have some different images and yeah, some different stuff that I show you to you know, to spice it up and to have some variation and just have a little bit more time instead of just maybe showing you one or two examples. I like to show you a few more examples, and then I want to have a little bit of a progress on a page as well. So, and then I always underestimate the time that I film, you know. I film them maybe on 2 or 3 different days. And then usually I have my like 8 hours together. And then, you know, I do a lot of time lapse in these videos, but usually it's too much for just one video. And then I realize, oh, oh, I have to split it into 2 videos basically. And then, you know, I have to split it a little bit so that you don't get all the same books in one culling update, if you understand. So that is not getting boring or so. So I just really hope if you appreciate these videos, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know. It always motivates me and I can't wait. I have so many ideas in my head for new update snippets, like oh, so much I want to do. And now I want to leave the winter behind me and yeah, embrace other pages, new pages. And I want to work a lot more with water mediums. And so if you want to see that, give me a thumbs up. And now I wish you a lot of fun watching this video. And let's get started. Okay, let's get started with the first snippet here. I'm working in the Hannah Karlzon book, Seasons. And I'm working with the Gansai Tambi Watercolors. And I always like to prepare my watercolors in this little tray here, so that I have added enough water. It's quite liquid. And then I can just take it up with my brush and add it to the page. And yeah, I've chosen the colors that I want to combine here. And yeah, you can see I wanted to start with some yellow color around the candle. And you will notice that this page is quite colorful, bright and colorful. In the end, I was actually inspired by a page from Elm Colors, and it was kind of like a wintry pastel background, and my background doesn't look anything like that. It doesn't look anything like pastel in the end, but you have to trust the process, actually, especially with water mediums where you don't have that much control. The result is actually much nicer than I expected, to be honest. Especially when mixing the yellow with this pink here, it looks a little bit muddy, a little bit, but quite warm still. And yeah, I will go over later with some other mediums to smooth it out a little bit. And you know, I just take a little bit of the watercolor and then I take up some water with the brush just to yeah, to blend it out, you know, to thin the color down a little bit so that it's easier to blend different colors together. Yeah. And I have to say, it was really a lot of fun to work with a watercolor for change. I love to use the water mediums in the Hannah Karlzon books because the paper is actually quite good. And I have to say, there was no bleed through to the other page. You can see that the watercolors are quite wet, but still there was no bleed through. And I think the secret is that I don't go over and over again. So I leave it and then it dries naturally, and so I think that's mainly the secret, because later, not in this video, I did it on my own, I used some Neo colors on the little bottle in the middle of the image, and I have some serious bleed through from the Neo color juice, and that is just because I am so impatient. I just did layer 1, let's say, and then the page was already quite wet, but I was impatient, and so I picked up more color from the crayon and added it to the page, and I have some serious bleed through. So this is not to recommend. I really have to practice more with Neo colors, because with water mediums I would say you need a little bit of patience. You need to let layers dry before you add more, actually. So, but these watercolors worked perfectly. So I really want to do more with watercolors as well, because it is actually quite a lot of fun. But I just work not enough in my better quality paper books. I really do a lot in thin paper in Amazon books, in Amazon printed books. I don't know why, but I really should work more in these Hannah Karlzon books, especially. Maybe Maria Trolle has a good paper, I think. And so I will give you some music until something new happens here.
Fatal attraction, lovers in action, yeah. One of us is gonna get hurt. You got your madness, and I'm good at bad habits. Oh, one of us is gonna get hurt. I'm not one to trust, ask anyone, and you will see it. I love for the thrill. I'm dead serious, it's you or me, you best believe it. This is not a drill. This is fatal attraction. These are times of crowds of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. Took a shot for the magic, but we're crashing into tragic. One of us gonna get hurt. I would love to see you cry. I would love to shut you out. Baby, I'm the gift that's never given. Whoa, I don't know what else to say, so make sure you stay away. Baby, this is war, but no one's winning. Whoa, I'm dead serious, it's you or me, you best believe it. This is not a drill. This is fatal attraction. These are times of crowds of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. Took a shot for the magic, but we're crashing into tragic. One of us gonna get hurt.
So, and here we come to the next coloring snippet. I am working in Hannah Lane, a Christmas book, and you can see that I have colored this page quite a bit. It's almost done, and now I want to give her a glittery dress. This is a technique that I really enjoy to do, and this is creating a glitter dress without using glitters, so to speak. So I just took some normal brush pens. These are the pit pens from Faber-Castell. The good thing was, I have used the polychromos here for the dress, And in the pit pens there are basically the same colors. Not every color, because there is just much less colors, but yeah, I just chose appropriate colors here, and then I just dot it. I go crazy and dot it everywhere. This is a quite subtle dotting, but I really like this effect where it's quite subtle and not in your face, because when I will take the lighter colors, for those I will use acrylic paint pens, and those will be right in your face. But I really like it when there is also a lot subtle dotting going on. So here I'm starting to use acrylic paint pen. This is still quite a subtle color actually. And you know, I try to do more dots in the, when I use a light color, I try to use it more in the highlighted area. And when I use dark colors, more in the shadow part, but always add a little bit in between as well. And the white one, I use it especially on the highlighted areas and make there a lot of dots. And you shouldn't do them all the same size. And here's the result. So this is how this looks. Glitter without glitter. A glitter effect without using glitter mediums. Actually quite nice, I think. And now I wanted to continue to work on this matchstick mouse page from last week. And first I'm going to add an alcohol marker base. I'm using the Ohuhu Honolulu series. And you can see which color I'm using here. I found out that this dark color is a very good base for all the pinkish areas, like the inner side of the ear and those things. And then you can do the shading with a lighter color, and it's much quicker actually. So just doing the alcohol marker base here at the moment. And yeah, I just like to do a marker base. For me, it just speeds up the process, and it removes any, it removes the white of the paper, which is very good. And yeah. So, and I'm just continuing also to color in the clothing here, his scarf, give it a base color. This is for his little hat. Yeah, I really enjoyed to use turquoise colors recently. Pinks and turquoises. Yeah, here I show actually the colors for the mouse again. I should have shown you the colors at the start, but these were the main colors that I have used for the mouse basically. Yeah, just coloring in the background also a little bit, giving it a quick marker base. This way it's very easy to give everything its color. Yeah, and now I'm going to get started with the pencil coloring. You can see the two colors that I've used here. This is for the inner of the ears and yeah, all the pinkish stuff, so to speak. But I will also use a nectar and a henna. Those go very well with the base that I have used here, the R12. And here you can see that I use the white pencil to just lighten up where I want to put my highlight. And then I have this blush pink here, which blends perfectly in basically with this marker base. But then I realized that I cannot get it dark enough basically. So I decided to take my nectar and the henna, you know, to increase the shading just a little bit. So 4 colors that I've used here. And here are the colors for the fur. Basically, this is for the white fur, or not the white fur, but for the light fur. You can see here on his belly. So I went in with this, it's not a warm gray, it's, now what is it? The earth tone gray. Can't come up with a name now. These are really good basically because they have a brownish undertone. And you can see that I just do strokes here to make it look, furry. Actually a little bit, like a longer fur, so to speak. Actually, mice have very short fur, but to make it look, more furry, we just do a little bit of a longer stroke, and it looks good because it's coloring and it looks cute, and it's all fine, I think. So these are the colors for the darker tone of the fur. So I'm going to add in some highlights. And here again, I just use a lot of strokes, a lot of short strokes basically. And this way build up my fur texture. And these mice here, or this matchstick mouse, it takes not very long to do it because it's not quite realistic. I just really want to give a little bit of a furry look. I also use these colors a little bit in the light fur to blend it in with the darker section of the fur. And I really want to shape the head a little bit. And yeah.
I've got the badness in me. You know what you gotta do. If you got any sanity, this is fatal attraction. These are times of crowns of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. Took a shot for the magic, but we're crashing into tragic. One of us gonna get hurt.
Yeah, and this is the fur done. Basically, you could leave it like it is, but I decided to go in with my new Nicety acrylic paint brush markers. This is a skin set and it has beautiful brown tones and also this off-white color. And so the reason why I like those brush nibs on these acrylic paint pans, which you don't have to shake and everything, you don't need to activate them. These are not as opaque, they are a little bit more transparent, and this blends perfectly in with your pencil coloring. And that is why I love them so much, because I don't want to cover up something here. You really have to think of that a paint pan and a brush pan. These are two different mediums basically, with different purposes. With the paint pan, it's very good to cover up lines, but with the brush pan, it's really perfect to blend it in your existing coloring. And usually you can also color over it quite well because it's not shiny in any way. It's usually a little bit more matte. And once this dries, when you apply it, it's still wet and it shines, but once it dries, it will merge into the rest of the image. And I love that. I love these brush pans, those acrylic brush pans. So, and the result is almost done. I'm going in with my darkest pencil here. That's the beauty of it. You can go in with your pencil and shape it a little bit better so that it looks more natural. I mean, this is very stylized. As you can see, he has quite long fur, but I really like the result. I think it really looks furry. Yeah. Really enjoy to color this little guy here. I mean, this little lady. So, and here I'm working again on my page from last week's coming update video. This is R.J. Hampson's Christmas Tiny Homes, and this is basically the second layer that I'm doing. So the first layer that I did with my blending brushes, and it is a wet medium, and at some point the paper just can't take any more, and if you continue it will peel. So what I do, I let it dry overnight, and then the next day I go back in and do my second layer, and then I apply the crayon directly onto the page and blend it in a little bit with my finger. Just blend it out a little bit, you know, and this way you can see it. I think in the video the colors get very vibrant and yeah, a lot stronger, so to speak. And I wanted this to be a very dark green background, and so usually I don't add that much in the second layer as I do here, but I really wanted to have this as a dark background, a dark green background. I'm also blending in some blues here and there to give a little bit of color variation, because usually, yeah, it enhances your page when you just, you know, blend in a little bit of color variation. And there around the star on the tree, you can see I wanted to have a more lighter colors, so that it looks like a shine from the star. And so I'm carefully blending in a little bit of color, but I have to be careful because when applying it directly to the page, it is a very strong pigment. Yeah, here's the other light source. This was actually the reason why I did a background. So now I'm continuing on this beautiful page by Hannah Karlzon from Seasons, my very first page from Seasons. And here I'm going over with a white neo color basically, because the reason was it was very bright, very colorful. And with the white neo color, I thought I could, yeah, tone it down a little bit, so that it's not that bright in your face. And actually, I discovered that this is smoothing out everything quite beautifully, actually. So it was lightening up the colors a little bit, but it's also making for a very smooth result, because the watercolors were, yeah, a little bit splotchy here and there. You could see some watermarks and some texture, actually, what people like when they use watercolors. But I also like smooth blends, and yeah, the near colors actually helped me quite a bit to smooth out the background a lot, and yeah, just make it a little bit lighter. And I just had a lot of fun playing with the medium, adding another medium to the page. The paper can take it. So at this point the watercolors were fully dried, and yeah, I took not a lot of water. I would say I had a damp brush, so really not a lot of water, just it was wet enough to to spread the color, so to speak. And then I even did a third layer with my gel crayons. This way I also could add some more color variation basically. So I just put the gel crayon directly onto the page, just really small dots, if you so will, and then blended it out with my finger. And this also makes for a smoother result. gives a little bit of color variation. And yeah, I just had fun playing, you know. I just had so much fun with this page, with this background here. I can't tell you, it was a lot of fun. And so I can just recommend to do it, to play. Yeah, to be brave if you so will. I mean, I wasn't sure when I colored this page because it was very colorful, very, very colorful. I was inspired actually by a page from Elm Colors. Yeah, Elm Colors is one of the persons or one of the YouTubers who inspire me a lot. And I was inspired by one of her backgrounds. It was a very pastel kind of background, very soft, very wintry, very beautiful. And this was my inspiration, and I started with those Gansai Tambi Watercolors, and it was nothing like it, of course, because these colors are just too bright, you know. But I had a lot of fun, and I really liked the end result. So yeah, I'm happy with this page. Here I'm starting to color in some of the other elements with Prismacolor Premier pencils, and I just chose some colors. So I chose some yellows, pinks, some violets, a light violet, a darker violet, and some tones of blue, a very pale blue, and then like a Caribbean sea or something like that, or non-photo blue maybe, not quite sure which one it was, but just I think maybe 7 different colors, and I colored all the stars with the same colors. Just use them in different combinations, so to speak. So this is something that I quite enjoyed in the last 2 months, to have really just a limited selection of different colors, and then color several items with the same colors, but they don't look all the same, because I vary just how I blend those colors together. But it all looks uniform because I'm just limited to 7 different colors. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's a lot of fun. It's very freeing, you know. It's quite loose, and I did this on the Rita Berman page recently. If you have seen my color and chat, for my whip challenge that I've started this year, I tried it out first, and it was so freeing. It was so relaxing, so much fun. And yeah, I did the same approach on this page here, basically. And again, I love the result. I just love it. I think that's all that I can say about it, basically. So I think I will give you some music, because I don't know what I can tell you about this step here. Now you see that I go in a little bit more with the blue colors, but then the same pink, the same yellow. Just that on this one I use the blue a little bit more to give a little bit of variation, but it still looks uniform. The same violet. Yeah. I leave you with some music, and I'll be back when there is something to tell.
You say you don't need me, but I'm the only one you call whenever you're lost. You say you got somewhere to be, but you've been here since yesterday with your phone turned off. Mind's doing all the talking, but have you asked your heart? Sounds like a good place to start. Your feeling seems to be left in the dark, defeated. Quiet screaming, what if you ask your heart? Sounds like a good place to start.
So, and here I want to go in with some glitter watercolors. These are handmade by Lizilinska, something like that, basically. Yeah. And I love to use, especially on double-sided pages, basically, I love to use watercolors, glitter watercolors, to add some sparkle, because they are quite flat, so they won't put any bumps to my page like a glue does, for example. So it, won't hinder me to color the page on the other side, if you so will. So yeah, I use glitter watercolors or shiny watercolors like the Coliro ones quite often on double-sided pages, but especially actually I use them on every page, because really this is one of my favorite mediums to glitter up my pages. And I always use it. I use it mostly for outlining, or, of course, also for coloring in little stars and dots like I do here, because this is always a lot of fun, very effective, but also really to give some glitter on the lines. It's not taking away from the coloring that we did, but it's enhancing it. When you put it in the right light, it will shine and glitter and make the page a little bit special. And yeah, I just like it. I like glitter. I try to add glitters to almost every page that I color. Usually I do it last step. So when the page is done, then I add my glitters in. But yeah, for the sake of this cutting update video, obviously I did it a little bit earlier so that I could show you what is my approach here and what I'm doing. Yeah, I just love to glitzify my pages. And I just take a fine brush. One that I really like to use is the Da Vinci. Yeah, the one from Da Vinci, but I also have one from Leonard, and then it's just one of the smaller sizes. And yeah, just a detail brush. And here is the result. I think I will hold it in the camera into the light so that you can see the shine and sparkle a little bit. Can you see the stars down there? How they shine and sparkle? It's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, I just enjoy it. So, and here I'm actually coloring my ice igloo. I had this project in my head. I wanted to color some pages from this Matchstick Mouse winter coloring book. I wanted to do like small tutorials because these pages are very good. They are small, and so I thought it was doable. In the end, it wasn't for me because I'm just too slow. I don't have that much time to color, and I think that's the main reason why I don't get done so much, because really I don't color daily. I really don't color daily. When I come from work, I'm actually very tired. I'm recording this voiceover now after a long working day, like 10 hours. But I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, I'm coloring this ice igloo here, so I'm showing you some blue tones. This is Prismacolor Premier, and I'm trying to do a darker colors more to the outlines of each cube and have the middle section like the highlight section. I will blend everything together with the lightest color, with a very pale blue, and I think this makes it quite icy. And then you can always go back in and intensify the shadows a little bit. I like to do it in a random pattern, basically. You know, I really don't think too much about it, where to put it. It's more a squiggly line and just randomly, basically. Here I'm blending everything together now with this pale blue.
Sounds like a good place to start. Your feelings seems to be left in the dark. Defeated, tired, screaming, what if you ask your heart? Sounds like a good place to start. Ooh, your heart. Ooh. Sounds like a good place to start. The feeling seems to be left in the dark. Defeated, tired, screaming, what if you ask your heart? Sounds like a good place to start.
So, and the next step is that I take my white Posca and do some highlights. You can also cover up some of the black lines, but I'm actually not doing it here. I'm just really adding some highlights, some lines, or some pattern in the middle section. And also there should be some snow, so I'm also calling in those little dots there to give a little bit of a snow texture as well. You can see it here. Yeah, and in the next step, I will use a very fun medium. This is Glossy Accents by Ranger. This is basically a glue, but it will dry as a glossy medium. So here on the first cube, I put a little bit too much of the glue. I will take away a little bit later, or at least try it. And yeah, I'm just adding it onto each cube. I don't want to add it as a single area. I really want to add it to each cube so that there in between are little lines that don't have this medium. I think it will make for a better effect. And yeah, there I had noticed that the light was not on. Here you can see that I'm trying to take away a little bit, but it's quite difficult actually. Yeah, and I'm just adding these glossy accents to each of those cubes because I thought this is a very nice effect on ice, and this is, yeah, it's ice cubes, so it's quite reflective. Yeah, and this thing or this medium will be highly reflective, I would say, when it is dry. So yeah, I haven't used it for a while, and this was a good opportunity to use it. So let's just see. I have filmed the result for you. We just have to wait a minute or so until the glossy accent is added. Here I show it. It's still wet. At this point it's still wet. But here, I filmed this the next day when it was completely dry. Actually, it dries a lot quicker. It doesn't need a day to dry. And you can see that there is not too much buckling going on, even though this is quite wet. But yeah, you can see the page still looks quite flat actually. So I wouldn't recommend to use this on double-sided pages though, because it will make it much more difficult to color the other side. So I use it only on single-sided pages. So, and now I'm actually continuing this Matchstick Mouse page here, which we had also colored last week mainly. And yeah, I just want to enhance the snow here. So I'm outlining all the dark lines, and I'm also adding some texture with some, just white dots basically. And you can create a really nice snow texture, especially when you don't want to go over with any glitter medium. Then, a white acrylic paint pen, you can create very beautiful snow. I think with those dots, it's quite effective. I think you will see it when I have colored a little bit more of it, that it actually looks good as it is and doesn't really need a glitter. But as we all know, I love glitter, so I had to add glitters, especially because I wanted to try out different mediums for glitsifying my snow. So yeah. And on this snow, I will use the Cosmic Shimmer. I have it here. What is the name? No, this is Lunar Paste. Yeah, Ultra 6 Sparkle Texture Paste. Something like that. It's an iridescent paste with, iridescent glitters in it. And I love this for, adding glitter to snow and to other things. Here you can see it, the Ultra Sparkle Texture Paste. Yeah, I'm always taking just an older brush. Don't use your good brushes for that. When you use texture paste or glue, never use your good brushes. Use something that you don't really need when it's not a problem, when it gets damaged and destroyed. Yeah. I'm just adding it here to all the snow. This is again, of course, quite a wet medium. The page will buckle a little bit because of it, but it flattens out. And I don't care when it buckles a little bit. A little bit of buckling is okay for me in those Amazon books anyway. Yeah, and here you can see the result, and you can see that that it has a beautiful sparkle. Yeah, I love this sparkle. Absolutely love it. It looks gorgeous. Yeah, and I also don't want to miss to color in the snowflakes in the background, of course. Or the snow that is falling down. Yeah, and then I also want to try out a different glitter medium here on this R.J. Hampson page, on this R.J. Hampson snow, so to speak. So first step, again, of course, is outlining the lines with a white acrylic paint pen. My favorite one is Posca because I find it is, the best when it comes to opacity. And it's also not drying up or so. So this is a very good one and it's still my favorite. So, and here I'm trying out the Stickles glitter gel. This is Moon Dust, I believe. It's again a very beautiful sparkle, completely different. So yeah, I find I think it's completely different compared to the Cosmic Shimmer one that we had before. But it's still very beautiful. We cannot see it at the moment. Here a little bit. Oh, I haven't filmed the final result. Oh, that's a pity. It's a beautiful sparkle. So, and then I also wanted to try out, just a glittery watercolor. This is also very nice. This one is from the Art Spirits. It's called Twinkle. It's one of my favorite watercolors when it comes to glitter, and it's a silvery glitter. When you dilute it a little bit with water, it's perfect. I will show it in a moment, and this is actually not buckling the page. It looks a little bit like it would buckle when it is wet, but in the end it will flatten out completely. I think I don't have any issue here. And yeah, now it has dried, and here you can see how the glitter looks when the page is dried up. And it looks nice, very shiny, very reflective. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!